Hola, Tiffany. Hey, Tiff. Now, this one, I usually open it up like a little bit wider, but I need for y'all to see her audience. I usually open it up like a little bit wider, but I need for y'all to see her audience. It up like a little bit wider, but I need for y'all to see her audience. It up like a little bit wider, but I need for y'all to see her audience. Because I need for y'all to know that it's majority of men. I'm going to try to open up so you guys can see the three bishops, foreign skies, Just Duncan, Cornelius Bellamy, Meteor Network. These are majority of men from the man hemisphere. From the man hemisphere. How they think is how they think. I don't care. But when it comes from a woman, and you taking more time to uplift men rather than uplift women or uplifting the community, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Now let's see if I can open it up some. I want y'all to see what they say. We don't really care about looking at her, but this is more about her audience. Let's go.
I get to have a go at male nature either, because the nature of a thing is simply the nature of it. And there's nothing you can do about it. A male has male nature because he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline, maybe he's born with it. He's born with it. So women, the same thing. However, I'm not concentrated on the men today. I'm concentrated on the women today. And our lack of loyalty is not necessarily hinged on hypergamy. It's hypergamy out of order. When there is no accountability for our use of hypergamy, then that's when we get into trouble. And we're in that type of trouble nowadays due to this very liberated way that we live. Walaikum assalam, Mahir. This very liberated way that we live. Okay, in a society that is gynocratically based, women are given freedoms that typically under a patriarchal system, women are not given. Because when we think about the past and we think about the life of a woman, if we think 100 years ago, or we think in other cultures and settings, women don't have complete autonomy of their own lives. And that may be strange for an American woman to hear or even to say. But because we don't live in that time and we didn't grow up in that time, it's hard to imagine women overall not really having, at any point in her life, 100% autonomy. Y'all following me with that so far?
Remember,
do you agree with that so far?
Check out what the chat is saying. Check out what the chat is saying. And look who's in the chat. All men. Majority men.
Okay. I don't know if you agree with me, but if we think about it, a woman in the past didn't have autonomy as a child, right? Because she's a child in her parents' home. When she grows up and becomes of age, she is then given to a man to be in his household as the wife. But in a patriarchal system, she does not have complete autonomy. Her decisions are not completely her own, because when she was growing up in her parents' house, those are her parents' decisions, mainly her father's decisions. And when she gets of age and becomes a wife, the decisions of her life are not necessarily hers, they're her
Exactly.
husband's decisions.
Exactly.
So when we think about the life of women of the past, they never really fully had complete autonomy over the trajectory of their lives. Their lives were dictated from birth to death by the men in their lives. They're from their fathers to, what.
Now, depending on, now, like I said, this video is more about looking at the comments so y'all can see who her audience is. Now, she will have to give us a period in time. In America, when we had the husband, when we had the father dictated to us. And then our husband, I know that happens other places around the world. But we're talking about American Black people. So you will have to give us the time frame and what you're saying. Because since we got off that boat, they took the men away from us. You had to serve them, they had to serve massa, and we had to serve massa, right? So massa was always telling both of us what to do. A man couldn't have been a man, a woman couldn't be a woman, and there could be no man of the household. How can you be man of the household when you were taking orders from master? Okay? So, somewhere down the line, a woman have always held her own because we had no choice. We had no choice but to hold our own. Like I said, these videos is about getting to the root of the problem, getting to the heart of the matter. And when you hear these things, that's just like Otho says, I think of being loyal is standing by me as a man, as I cultivate what is around me. Women in my family stay safe because they listen to me in the areas that they're not good at, man nature. Now you will have to explain to me, how do women still survive without a man? They listen to you. Do you know y'all men not perfect? Who do y'all men go to listen to? The next man who doesn't have your best interests. He may be cool with you, but he got his own interests. He got his own family. He want to see his own family win. So he's going to give you advice, but maybe not all the good advice. Then we got Tahuti. I believe women should be hypergamous. It's her divine nature to seek out the strongest alpha male in a wolf pack to secure her genetic and economical survival. So, Her audience thinks that just a regular man can't make money. You got to be an alpha man to make money. Damn what grandpa did. Damn what grandpa did to make money. Damn what daddy did if he was in a household to make money. Damn what any of our men did in the past to make money. Damn if they had to pick cotton and stuff. They're not considered men. You have to be an alpha man who also has to clock in and clock out to the oppressor. But we're going to hear her out because I need to know why we not loyal.
Patriarch there was in her family to her husband. So women
remember
didn't have
it's all men here
that kind of autonomy. She wasn't really able to set the trajectory of her own life. Now, in the modern day, thank you, Ruminant, for the cash out. In the modern day, that sounds weird. Okay? In the modern day, to the modern day women, that sounds weird and it sounds oppressive because we live in a society now that says that women ought to have 100% autonomy over their lives like the men do. Okay? And that we are just as capable of having that level of autonomy as the men are, which this is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of modern women, but we don't. We don't really have what it takes to be able to have complete autonomy like the men do. And it's because it's due to our nature that we don't. And I'm not saying these things to run women down because I'm included in everything that I'm saying right now. I'm completely included in this. Okay? So I'm not somehow excluded out of the group. As a woman, I am included in the group. My nature is not any different than any other woman's nature. The only difference it becomes is in our behavior, but not our natures. How you doing there, Dr. Michelle? So it's strange in this feminist-driven, gynocratic society for women to think that we don't have what it takes to be able to have complete autonomy like men. What we consider that to be is making us like children. And that's kind of another aspect that women don't like to think about. Again, this isn't about running women down. This is about opening our eyes to who we are, what we're capable of, and what we're not so capable of, and why the patriarchal system worked for so long, and why this gynocratic system doesn't really work. Because the gynocratic system is not based on the truth of our biology. It's not based on the truth. It's based on the construct of a false biology, which is why in the natural world, without the construct, this does not work. If we were all to return to non-modern civilization, then a patriarchal system would take place. Naturally, it would naturally take place. It would not naturally be a gynocracy. because all of the dangers that we face outside of the protection of our cities and the constructs of men, we would need men to help us navigate and to help us be protected and survive in those different settings like women have always needed. And the reason why we as women don't have really what it takes to be autonomous is because the basics of what a human being needs to truly be secure, only men actually can do that. When we take a look, and yes, I'm taking you back to the charts. When we take a look at the four P's, this is the essence of male nature, not human nature. So it is not bi-directional. This is something that is within men to do. The protection, I'm sorry, the provision, the problem solving, the protection, and the procreation are all things that men must participate to do so that women can be okay and survive. We do not have
Hey, child of God,
natural
I stepped away.
foresight.
Gosh.
Our foresight is very limited.
Oh.
And this is just by design. This is not because we're stupid. It's
We don't have we don't have foresight by design. Wow. Wow. Every time I turn around, they try to hit us with education that doesn't make any fucking sense. You're teaching true protection, not chanting, protect the black woman. So she ain't doing that. No, don't protect the black woman. Maybe I need to get a Muslim woman. Then Joe Jackson, you go right ahead. Following definitionally a foreign concept these days. How did we make it from here, from slavery to here? That's what, how were we able to do that? How were we able to still put food on the table when they said we kicked the man out the house? No, the oppressor kicked the man out the house. They put you from this plantation to that plantation. How, if we don't have none of them P's, how will we be here today? If it wasn't a protection from the mother, how would we be here today in 2021? So, yeah, you damn right. It's time for y'all to protect us. From 300 years ago, we the ones, we was forced to be single mothers. We was forced to work 18 hours in the plantation or work in master's house, do everything master said, and still came home to our children and had to be a mom. And this is after working 18 hours. And a lot of us had to teach our children to work right along beside us. So not only was the woman working, the children were working. They didn't have babysitters back then. And then we had to find a way to protect our boys. We had to find a way to protect our daughters. So don't tell me that what we can or what we cannot do when it is proven. It's been proven for over 300 years we can do this.
It's not because we're idiots. It's not because we don't have brains. It's just because foresight is a masculine trait and it is not a feminine trait. Now, that
Really?
doesn't mean we don't have any foresight at all. We do have some, but not to the degree that men have it. Okay. And it goes hand in hand with the problem solving. Thank you, Zeke. It goes hand in hand with the problem solving because it takes foresight to resolve problems 9 times out of 10 because a man is not only able to resolve an issue right there, but also to resolve issues that might be in the future also.
Woman, first of all, you're talking about masculine energy, feminine energy, and you talk about the foresight. Do you understand men have this thing called testosterone? Did you forget to add that in there? Do you forget men have tempers? Did you forget that? Do you forget that the woman is the one that brings peace in the house because of her foresight? The men have pressure. Women have pressure too. But women never brought it home to the husband. The husband brings it home to the household because he cannot yell at his boss. He has to get done and treated unfairly and cannot do anything about it. So he brings it home to the wife. So, because of her foresight, that stopped a lot of problems. When he's drunk and out there acting a fool, first thing they do is call the wife or call the girlfriend, right? Hey, come get your man. Your man is drunk. What's the first thing the woman do? Take care of the drunk. And then she also knows from having foresight what's going on with her kids, how to take care of this man, and how to take care of this household. She's speaking upon like men are all mature. Like all men are mature. They're not. Sorry to bust your bubble. And here you go. Facts. 100%. Woo! That's true. You hear these women? And like I said, majority of her audience are men. Because she's saying something that rings a bell with them, but it's not reality. It's not reality. So don't try to brainwash us and make us think no. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. No, no, no. And then that PPP don't mean shit. Because if the man is not home, how is he able to provide protection? How is he able to provide problem solving? How is he able to provide any of this? The man is working maybe 18 hours. I mean, not 18 hours, maybe 10 to 12 hours a day, right? When he come home, everything is done for him. The clothes are done. The food is made. The kids are in the bed. He didn't have to go through none of any of these P's that she is talking about. He didn't have to. We, mommy, ma, my homework. I'm hungry. This all the things women had to do. So problem solving, we got to do that every day with kids. So again, what are you talking about? We have men out there wanting women to turn a blind eye. Exactly. And you notice I don't disrespect men on this channel. So don't come on here talking about I'm for both. I believe in it takes two to tango. But I'm not gonna let her below us to make a man feel happy. I'm not gonna have her belittle us to make her feel happy. That's what I'm not going to do.
To foresee any issues that may arise where he needs to problem solve for, he needs to solve a problem tomorrow, today.
Mm-hmm.
So that when tomorrow comes, it's not a problem. And this is something that women are unable to do for the most part.
Women are
Our
unable to
foresight
do
is
this.
very limited. And our problem solving ability is limited by the way we think.
Wow.
Women have a tendency to think in a circular way,
mm-hmm.
rather than a linear way.
Mm-hmm.
Even when women get together to solve problems, rarely do we choose a woman to lead us. We do so by committee. Okay, we discuss things and we try to resolve things by committee, not by here, this woman is in charge, we pick her and then we just do what she says. We don't really do that because women see each other as peers, not in a hierarchy. So I'm getting to the loyalty part because I'm setting up for you what's happening.
Please,
right?
Please.
So we have our own natures. And they are what they are. Protection is something that men give us because women find it difficult to protect ourselves from various dangers, either physically or emotionally. On the physical level, it's pretty obvious, right?
Okay. Men, what are you help protecting us from? Remember, we housewives. We can't go nowhere. We can't do nothing. We got to stay in our place. So what are you protecting us from? Help y'all people got to help me out. Where my chat at? My chat got to help me out. So we didn't have the foresight back in slavery when your ass got whipped. We didn't have the foresight with the herbs. Wasn't we the one that helped you? Didn't we have certain stuff ready for you or anybody in case the master whipped you with that damn horse whip? Wasn't we the ones that had the foresight that you may get hungry and we snuck your ass in food? Remember, the ones that worked in the house, we snuck you food. Hey, I got you. It was always women. Always women. Common talks for super chats and cash apps. I can't work. I can't neither. But we're gonna break her ass the fuck down. We're gonna break her ass the fuck down. That's what we're gonna. I told you. I don't know how this woman came on my page. The universe brought her to me so I can say what I got to say. That's all I got to say. Thank you. Because these people speak, yeah, they all about making money. That's why her mouth, she speak, her mouth is reckless. She talk all loud and bougie, but you really ghetto. You think that people cannot see past you. You think people can't see you. But your actions speak for itself. You can't call nobody nothing after what I heard come out of your mouth and what you had to say about people. And then the other day she called us the hyenas group or some shit. Yeah, she's part of that man's fear. That's why we got to stand up for it. We got to put videos out there that debunk that bullshit. We got to debunk it. We have foresight to know when, hey, our man is not feeling good. He ain't feeling right. Let me go give him a massage and a hug. He They never did that shit to us. They ain't never do that to us. They never looked at us and say, hey, they're having a bad day. Let me massage her. We would have to tell them, blah, blah, blah. But we got the foresight to know when our man is not regular. And we nurse his ass back together. Let us finish this. I'm glad you guys are here and enjoying this debunking. I appreciate all you guys for being here. But I be trying not to. And then another video pops up. I'm telling you, another video pops up and I'm like, damn, if I don't say what I got to say, I'm going to forget.
If we're in a situation where we're being threatened by a group or we're being threatened by a single individual, if that individual isn't a woman that I think I can deal with, then I'm probably in a lot of trouble. Okay? And so protecting myself becomes a very interesting thing for me to try to do, which is why it behooves women to not be confrontational and not be this rah-rah, I'm in everybody's face kind of deal, because you can't dictate the reaction that you're gonna get. And if it's the right or the wrong person, they might give you a reaction you can't handle. So when a woman is feminine, we don't actually go places and have altercations and have arguments with people and confront people and everything.
See, that's a bunch of bullshit. Them feminine women sit right there. They may not fight each other, but y'all insult each other. Yeah, because y'all do it in different ways. That doesn't mean somebody's not going to get hurt. A lot of men think that sex fixes female. They don't think, let me take the kids to the park. Exactly. So these feminine women, hey, my pocketbook is better than your pocketbook. I got this and you ain't got that. They always clapping on each other. So nice. They disrespect you so nice. But you still walk away with hurt feelings. Now, don't you? The feminine women, they worrying about the shape of their body. And other girls still get jealous, like, damn, she got a beautiful shape. And the feminine women want to flaunt it. Now they all feminine, but all of them are still made different. So don't act like shit don't be popping off in the feminine community. I gotta get my hair done. I gotta get my nails done. I mean, they say stuff like that to hurt each other. Oh, my man said not. My husband said not to do this. Oh, my husband let me do that. He gives me that freedom. So again, that's an absolute lie. And you could tell by the way she talking, it's bullshit. Now she trying to talk all nice and calm. Lady, please. Lady, please. Y'all be wanting to fight too. Let somebody come at you wrong. Chick, please.
Everything is a problem and I gotta say something. Like, no, because we are thinking of what if something gets out of hand and I'm not able to protect myself.
Oh.
Right? Because even if we have husbands and things like that, what if he's not there?
Exactly.
What if he's not there
exactly
at that particular moment to do anything? So it becomes something that we have to take responsibility for.
So you mean to tell me, you mean to tell me the same thing I said? What if the man is not there? Now, two things. What if the man is there? What are you going to do? Beat up a woman? If you're around feminine women and you're around nothing but women, what is he going to do? Beat up, handle the problem with the women? When it's your job to speak to the next woman, it's not his job. He ain't got no business jumping in the woman's face. That's number one. And number two, if something goes off and it's containing another man, that don't mean your man can whip his ass. Because you got a man and he an alpha, that doesn't mean he gonna save you. Both of y'all may still get y'all ass wet. Come on now, lady. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, chick. Number one, you want him to step to women? Or if it's a man, what make you think he can whip that man behind? That's not being feminine nor masculine when you're minding your business. I could be just as masculine. I got masculine ways. But that doesn't mean I go around starting shit. That's not what masculine means. Yes. All right. Thank you. That doesn't mean because somebody got some women are masculine. Some women are masculine. Some women, just like some men are feminine. Now, that doesn't make them less of a man, but that's how it is. So you're saying to me, oh, well, your man gonna handle everything. What if your man, your husband can't handle shit? What if your alpha man bump into another alpha man? Then what? Then what?
Not putting ourselves in certain situations that require us to be protected, especially on a physical level. So this is where, being mindful of where you are, being mindful of your environment, the time of day or night, what's going on.
Look at the chat
around you. That becomes very important because protection is important. And the first step of protection is protecting ourselves by keeping ourselves out of certain situations, not getting into the situation and then hoping somebody comes to rescue us. Okay? Because that's what the gynocrat likes to do. She likes to get into situations and, recklessly, and then hope and pray that somebody will come along and get her out of it.
Get our own self out of it. What you talking about?
Okay? A feminine woman doesn't do that. What we try to do is just avoid situations
Really?
like that in the first place.
So why are you bothering me right now then?
Not being reckless, not being unmindful.
So why are you bothering
of what
me?
we're saying, what we're doing, where we are, the people around us, not going to sketchy places, sketchy areas, doing sketchy stuff, right? So a lot of times a feminine woman's life it doesn't have to be boring, but it's not exciting in a chaotic way either. If she's got some excitement going on in her life, it's probably under some type of structure.
Yeah, everything. First, like I said, you could speak all that bullshit you want. Them feminine women don't do nothing but pass insults back and forth to each other. Nicely. Nicely. Everybody got some shit with them. But what we do by structure, and we don't do this. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Everybody is not going to get along. Somebody's not going to like somebody. You're always going to have the one that come in late. You're always going to have the one that's more controlling and want things her way. But they got to find nice ways to throw jabs at you. Like, you're always late, but it's okay. You started to... I know some people who don't do none of that and still things happen. That's what I'm saying. Stop it. But don't make it seem like a bunch of women get together and nothing never pops off. Nothing never, because we are feminine. Well, guess what? A lot of masculine women be together too. They're not fighting neither. You think for some people, if y'all want to call it masculine, I think a woman is a woman, a man is a man. All this feminine and masculine, I do not believe in that stuff. I'm only saying that because that's so you can understand what I'm talking about. But I don't believe in it. I believe you are what you are. You are what you are. A man is just a man. A woman is just a woman. That's what I believe. I don't understand what she's saying. But something pops off all the time. But I'm still trying to get to why we're not loyal. Let's go.
Now, me personally,
like I said, the main purpose of this video is for you to hear what she say, but I want y'all to look at her people. The DJ Fresh makeup. I hope you don't mind. I've been using your talking points like crazy. She like that. But she's not supposed to do that. Because you're feminine. So how is the man supposed to teach? And he has all the insight. He's listening to you, but he's using your talk points. So that man has failed as a man, according to you. According to you, he has failed. Because these are the things you said men supposed to do and what we're not good at. But this is where they're good at. So if he's taking your advice, that makes you a hypocrite, like I always say. That means you are a strong woman. That means you are an independent woman. That means you are an independent thinker. That means you know how to get out there and make that fucking money. But you can't say what women is not capable of doing and what men is capable of doing. But DJ Freshmaker just said he been using your talking points like crazy. So does that mean that women have insight? Does that mean that women have insight? Does that mean we got a brain? That mean we got a brain, right? Let's go.
I'm a boring Betty. I'm a boring Betty. I'm a boring Betty. I go to work, I come home. And then I go to work on YouTube, and then like I cook something to eat, and then like I exercise, and then like I go to bed. That is my life, right? That's my life. So I'm very much a boring Betty, but I'm not saying that a feminine woman must be boring. It's just that my life is devoid of chaotic, just goings ons. Everything is crazy, or whatever. So
I'm sorry if y'all can't see the chat too much. I opened as much as I could.
the modern woman, again, finds it very difficult to understand why women in past societies have not had autonomy 100%. Okay? This is part of what feminism was trying to get women away from. Oh, you deserve 100% autonomy because you're a person like he is. We are people like men are. We're not less human than they are. We're less capable than they are. And I want women to understand that we're not less human than men.
Did this chick say we less capable? Did this chick say we are less capable? We less capable of what? First of all, when they wrote that Declaration of Independence, and they said us black people is 3/4 of a human being. Our black men was like, we are equal. They said, no, I am a man, we are equal. Black people said we are equal. Yeah, because you could do man stuff, I could do women stuff. It still has to go together. It still has to go together. I keep telling you, you can't have one without the other. And you can't, I keep telling you, she's a dream fucking destroyer. She'll, if you're a young kid, she'll fuck your dreams right on up. She's a dream destroyer. If you're a kid, she'll tear your dreams up. Or her kids or anybody that she raised is doing just fine. They're doing just fine. Yeah, tell her, foot soldier, hold the fuck up. I ain't mad at you. Hold up, chick. Shit. All I can say is a black woman resume speak for itself. Sugar, I had enough. You had enough. I had enough. Please don't leave me by myself. The point is we got to debunk her. We got to debunk this bullshit. But I will tell you one thing. Compare your resume with our resume. That would tell you how much we have done since slavery. Compare our resumes and tell me what we're not capable of doing. Go back in time and look at our resumes. Yeah, y'all may mainly have worked with machines. Who gives a that's work with machines? Okay. Y'all may did little railroads and stuff. Okay. But we did stuff too. And a lot of women, when the men wasn't home, they had to find out how to use. We knew how to use that hammer. We knew how to fix holes if something was leaking. The man wasn't around. So what did you think that we was not capable of fucking doing? But again, look at her audience. Look at Chess Duncan. Alpha males love that fire. There she go. Most men I know want a house body wife. Of course, you want to get out there and cheat. So I need to keep you home so I can go out there and do me. I need to work long hours at work. And you're going to go, okay, okay. Oh, I got these business meetings. Okay. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for, Carl, for President Anthony. That's the house body wife you're looking for. So they're not worrying about what the funk you doing. So y'all gonna stop playing with me. I tell you, we do reality over here. We do reality. We don't do all this other bullshit. This bitch talking like she back. I don't know what year she talking about. I don't know. Because she never gave us a time period. She never gave us this time period when we wasn't capable and all this other stuff. I don't know. I don't even think she know. She know about slavery and stuff like that. But she didn't give us the time period when the men was totally in charge and when then women didn't know nothing. Let's go. I'm trying to figure out. I told you it's hard to watch her whole videos. I'm trying to figure out why we ain't loyal.
You know, if you are spiritual or religious, you know that we're not less human, because if you're a Muslim or a Christian, then you know that the Most High's punishment and reward is the same for men and women. So there's a heaven and a hell for men and women. So because the punishment is the same, the expectation and requirement is the same. And when the requirement is the same, that means that we are both capable of rising to spiritual height or going to spiritual depth. Right? So in our humanity, we are completely equal, because even in the Quran, Allah saying English interpretation, when he's talking about the humanity, the spiritual, the core, he's saying the men and the women, the Muslim and the Muslimat.
Well, we ain't talking about no goddamn Quran. But I will say, and what I always say, this is what's wrong with our community. We keep putting labels on us. Why can't a man just be a man? If he's taking care of his kids, paying his bills, doing what he have to do, why does he need a label? He's a man. And I don't think that is fair. Just my opinion. To put all of that on a man. That's some stressful shit. That is some stressful shit. When you put everything on one person, that's stressful. That man should not have to worry about every single thing. Sometimes it's not just about helping a man. Sometimes it's about I'll do this and you do that. That's how you take pressure off a man. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right that a woman could just sit there and leave everything up to a man and all she do is cook and clean. He can get a meal from any goddamn where. He can eat before he come home. Some men, the pressure is so much on a man. Before he goes home, he sits in his car. He sits in his car to digest his whole day. Now he got to come home and work again. So he's not the leader at the job, but he's the leader when he gets home. So now he has to switch roles. He has to switch roles. He went from taking orders in the morning to now giving orders when he gets home. That's not fair for the man. We are meant to relieve things from each other. I am here to be your relief. You are with me to be my relief. Now, how y'all do it in your household is how y'all do it in your household. Some men cook better than women. So, hey, go cook. Some women know how to put them business plans together and then say, hey, honey, here's a business plan. Well, just in case you fuck up the money, I want to let you know I have put some money to the side. It's always women who has the foresight as she claim we don't have. It's us that put the money to the side. So the man bring home the money, the women buy what she need to buy. Then the rest of the money is put aside for a rainy day. When that rainy day come, she now presents this to her husband. But I thought we didn't have no foresight. Big Mama always got a stash somewhere. A stash somewhere. Because we have foresight too. That she said we doesn't have. We don't have these things. Just the same way you could check our resume out for bad behavior. You could check our resume out for how strong we are. Rather, if you like it or not, it is what it is.
Okay,
The
he's saying the men and the women, 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 and he's doing that on purpose because Arabic is a masculine language, and even if you're talking to a group of women, if there's one man in that group, you have to make masculine terms because you can't speak to men in feminine terms. But Allah made a point in that verse to say the men and the women, the men and the.
She says, it's me, C. She said, you're cooking. We have to be vulnerable and allow ourselves to need the protection, not cause of problems and then play victim. What the funk does that mean? We vulnerable. Yeah, we are vulnerable. Men is vulnerable too. We can't. See, you dealing with black women. When was we really ever protected? When? We had people that were leaders, right? Help me if I'm wrong. We had leaders that had men guarding the women. Go cut that TV down. Use some more control. Thank you. We had people that was on post to protect the women. But guess what? Their house still got burnt up. That woman that was in the house had to protect her children. We have had churches where the man was supposed to be the man, but when the man wanted to vote and they torched the churches and our children passed away, where is the protection from the men? A lot of things women had to face alone. Martin Luther King's wife had to face stuff alone because he's out there doing what he does. Malcolm X's wife had to handle stuff alone. They had to handle people shooting through their windows with men that's protecting them. But how far was they protected? If they had to find a place to hide the kids, they had to find a place like to get the smoke out. These are all the things women had to do to protect their kids, even with people that's supposed to have been protecting them. Women still had to think of something. You understand what I'm saying? So, what protection? I'll be damned if I'm not going to protect myself, waiting for a man to protect me. That's bullshit. But let's go.
The women, the men and the women, okay? Because in that instance, he was talking about our humanity. And we're equal there. It's the only place we're equal. In our natures, we are not. They are more capable than we are in many areas. And when it comes to survival, men are simply more capable. So I hope I didn't lose anyone.
Yeah, you
when
lost
I was
me.
talking about that.
Yeah, you lost me.
I know sometimes I'll go into something that is Islamic or pertains to it. Again, I don't intend to exclude anyone or make this just about Muslims or something. So here's one of the things. Feminism has stunted women's emotional growth by playing into our natural propensity for chaos. And it tells us that we can have it all. We can have all the things simultaneously, even if the things that we want are naturally mutually exclusive. Okay? Feminism plays to the chaos of women by feeding us the fantasy that we can have it all, even if having it all includes mutually exclusive things. This is why Disney movies have an effect on girls that it doesn't have on boys because it is fantasy and women are prone because we have natural chaos. We are prone to the fantasies. Women will engage their fantasy more often than men do because fantasy is rooted in chaos, but it is also rooted in emotion. So we attach good to things that make us feel good, even if they are not good in reality.
Okay.
In
All
this
right, baby.
manner, feminism stunts the emotional growth of women because it makes it where we are not required to elevate or excel because there is no standard of accountability and there is no order. Do we understand? I know I'm saying a lot, but my Crimsonites are
Okay.
so on it. Y'all are so on it. Because feminism removes leadership of masculine authority. And it goes hand in hand because women do not have inherent authority because we do not have inherent order. We have inherent chaos, which puts us in a position of needing to follow because we are needing to be put into order.
We got to be put in order. Okay, we got Chess Duncan. That's facts. Be real. I'm still here, right? We're equal in being, but not in function. That's a bunch of bullshit. Just because you do this and I do that, that doesn't make it whereas we're not just as equal. Everybody just got their job to do. And then Mike Mahir, very good points. The Hebrew and Cherokee and the Choctaw works the same way. Dr. Michelle Heights, hey sister, that never made sense to me, having it all. Uh-huh.
By removing this cap, it is really the opening of Pandora's box. If we look at Pandora's box, first of all, the box has a feminine name, Pandora. And the box contained all chaos. All. Okay? So the box represented the vessel of the feminine. It was the feminine. That is what Pandora's box represents, the vessel of the feminine. And opening it, it was a danger to just open Pandora's box. You just didn't open Pandora's box. Okay? It was enough to know it was over there. We don't go get it and open it up. Because when you just let chaos run free outside of the protection of order, you doom the world, you doom it. There's a doom in that. Women do not or should not have leadership because we don't have order. I was reading an article that was sent to me about a certain politicians.
All right, leaders should not have leadership because we are chaotic, right? That's what she said. I didn't say that. That's what she said. Then they say, let's watch her hair turn gray. I mean, is it so hard for, hey, she got $20. Come on over here, Mahir. I'll tell you some stuff you want to hear. Hit me off for $20 for disrespecting black men. I mean, showing love to black men. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. But I'm just saying, women are made to be leaders. It would be less war if women were leaders. It would, a lot of stuff is because men have been leaders. So who you think is more chaotic? You watch what go on in them bar fights and pool fights and sports fights. It's always men that cause destruction. Forget about the order. Who causes the most destruction? Even if you're a husband and wife, the husband and wife both worry about their son going outside than their daughter. Because so much things are happening that men are doing. You may have raised a good son, but maybe your next door neighbor did not. Or because I have a man child, that child may be picked up by the cops. Who knows? But all the destruction and chaos come from men. Why do you think they even came out with polygamy from the get-go? Hello, somebody. Why do you think they even came out with polygamy from the jump? Because a lot of men were getting killed in these wars. And they did not want the women to be a widow. So they married their husband's brother, or they married somebody to make them a kept woman, to take care of their kids so their kids will not be bastards. So to give the lady, what's the word I'm looking for? To give the woman, to take her out of shame for being a single woman, a man married her. Even though he had a wife, because most of our men were getting destroyed from the chaos they created. Because they couldn't pick, okay, you keep this land, I keep that land. I'll mind my business over here, you mind your business over there. But no, men love to go conquer other people's shit. What? They got gold over there? Let's go get that. Let's go conquer the land. I want majority of all this land to be mine. That's what men think about. So a lot of women were left husbandless. If y'all want to talk about how polygamy was brought here, that's what started the polygamy. The men chaos. A lot of things we're going through today is from chaotic men. Look at what's going on in 2021. It's these chaotic fucking men. And then they try to get us to feed in with the bullshit. See, that's the scam. We start the chaos and y'all take care of us. And then being that so many men were dying in all of these wars, they had to have more than one wife to produce more children, to try to bring the count up for black men and women. Our count was going down. So yeah, if she only can have one kid, it's going to take us forever to build back all the people that has passed away from these wars and stuff. So now I have to have a bunch of wives so we can bring our nation back up. But who started the wars? And women went right along with it. They went right along with it.
Submission is weak. Listening and coming under order is weak. This is a weak position, and women shouldn't want to do it because it makes you weak and stupid. And men do not respect weak and stupid. Only problem is it's not weak or stupid. And I'll tell you the truth. I had to fight that for years because I was not given, like many of you, not given a good feminine representative in my life. I did not like the position of being a female. I didn't like it. Not because of the submission part, but because of the chaos part. I didn't like all that chaos. I didn't like all that craziness. And I'm like, is this what it is to be a woman? If I'm to be a woman, I gotta be in this kind of level of chaos. I got to. Now, mind you, this is occurring in the mind of like a 10-year-old girl. So I'm like 10, okay? I'm not grown. I'm like 10 thinking this. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do this stuff? Because I'm looking at the women around me like, this don't seem right.
Whatever.
Now, like many black women, I was raised in a hyena clan. The family on my mama's side are all hyenas and maggles, every last one of them.
Damn.
Every last one of them. Not a lioness or a lion in sight. All of them was hyenas. All of them.
Shit.
All of them was wild. All of them was chaotic. When they were married, they were the masculine one in the relationship. So there's this, you fighting it. When you're not, I give so much like kudos and love to women who were raised correctly in a 2-parent home where the father is patriarchal and the mother knows what's up. Because she had less of a fight to try to even understand her position as a woman than other women who were raised in the depths, in the belly of the gynocracy, where all you see is gynocratic activity that is being pawned off as normal to you. And then having to be like, wait a minute, how do you be a woman? Thank you, Don Baracho. Funny. Because having to fight out of the belly of the gynocracy, it's not fun. Let me just say that. There's nothing fun about it. It is very difficult. Very difficult to rid yourself in the mind and in the heart from the rot and the taint that it will do to your vessel. This is why it's so effective.
Can you get to the loyal part, please?
It's effective because women are socialized by other women.
Uh huh.
That's part of our nature as well. It plays on the most chaotic parts of a woman's nature anyway. So that's why it's so easy to kind of just, but I ended up disliking a lot because I didn't understand. I'm a little girl, about 10, 11, and I'm looking at the women in my family, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Even though I couldn't put my finger on why, it just didn't seem right to me. It was just seemed like something was wrong.
I'm going to explain to you why you synced it as wrong. Because you have masculine energy, which is okay. So you were kind of confused because you got some females that were born in the same household you were born in and always was like, that's the ones you used to call, oh, they think they all of that, or they too girly. So we had the girly ones in the family too. You just wasn't one of them. We had the ones that cared about their hair and their nails and how they act, regardless of what was chaotic. We had them women too. You just wasn't one of them. That's why it was kind of confusing to you. You may not like what was going on, but you wasn't being your authentic you. Because if you was a really feminine, you would not have had that thought. You would not have had needed, felt that you needed guidance to become feminine. You would not have thought of what was going on around you made you anything but what you are. Everybody in the family has a girly girl. You just wasn't one of them. So you better tell this to somebody who don't know no better. Yes, I can see you. When I was in my younger age, I made like my sports and stuff. But I was one who had to make sure even as young, I was a girly tomboy. When I was girly, I was girly. When I was a tomboy, I was a tomboy. But when I was girly, I didn't care about all the women saying, I didn't care about none of that. All I cared about is how I looked, how I dressed, how I sat down. How did people talk to me? How did I talk to them? I gave respect. They gave me back respect. And this as a young girl. So I didn't have the only thing that I would have in my mind that was not right if it was domestic violence. That I could never understand. But anything outside of domestic violence, I didn't give a damn about none of these masculine women because I was in my femininity bullshit. Hair had to be done. I remember back in the days, I don't know who remember these things, but we had to have them creases in our pants. We woke up extra early, ironed our pants on both sides with the starch to make sure that that crease stayed in all day long. Even if we wore a ponytail, that ponytail took forever to do because we had to make sure that ponytail was slicked the right way we wanted it. We had to make sure the waves were popping. This was before perms. This is before perms. We had to make sure the waves were popping. We had to make sure all our colors went together. So tell that to somebody who don't know no better. You were confused because you had masculine energy. So that's why it wasn't right to you. But if you had feminine energy all along, you wouldn't have gave a heck about what was going on around you. I didn't. I'm like, whoa, don't wait, hold up. Don't make me break a nail. That's being feminine. Like, oh, y'all going crazy, girl. You're gonna break my nail. Matter of fact, I'm eating. Give me that handkerchief. I don't want nothing falling on my clothes. That's feminine as a young girl. You wasn't. Because you didn't say anything that contained how you was feminine as a young woman. That's femininity. You got it or you don't. That's why you had to be taught. Somebody had to teach you these things. But I'm here to tell you that some women are naturally like that. Some women naturally, oh, I gotta walk like this. Gotta walk like this. Gotta put, it's in my walk. It's in my talk. It's in my dress. No, these girls like to fight. I ain't being around them. These are stuff that's inbred in us. I was so feminine that the masculine women wanted to come test me. They didn't know this chick had a temper. I had a whole other side. They didn't know, whoo, I could turn into somebody else real quick. I'll turn into Chucky real quick. Sometimes that happens. But it was already in me. I didn't have to ask nobody how to be a woman. I didn't have to get trained how to be a woman. I knew how to treat a man. And not because I knew my role. It's because I knew how to treat a man. That's why any man I have broken up with still thinks about me every day. I was not taught this. This is something that was in me. I'm sorry that it wasn't in you, that you had to learn, that you had to look at everybody else's behavior and doom it as being wrong when you should have been off in your own little world. You should have been off in your own little world, not worrying about what they doing, because you feminine. How many of us women was just, that's how we was back in the day. Shoot, we had to look good. We loved to cook and all that stuff. And we still got dogged and we still got dogged out. We still got played and dogged out. But let's go.
But I didn't understand what was wrong with it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the level of chaos. They were always into something. It was always something. It was all bad stuff. It was never peaceful. It was never calm. And I'm a real laid back type person. I like chilling.
That's a lie.
I like chilling.
You be popping off.
I don't like a whole lot of stuff going on around me. I like it just chill.
Lies.
Like I'm in my happy place when there's nothing going on.
Lies. You be popping
I get anxious when it's a lot going on and I don't know what's up and it's chaotic. I get real, my anxiety go up, all kind of stuff, right? So I don't like it because I just don't like it.
Everett just gave her money. Why you
don't like rowdy? Because rowdy means trouble. Rowdy means trouble. So I had to fight that. And a lot of us as Black women, if we're not in the gynocracy or we have to fight our way out of it, it's difficult to do that. And to truthfully honest, as a little girl, I didn't like girls. I didn't like girls and women from what I saw of them. I had to the it only changed when first I got a little older, and I began to recognize that that's not really how women are even supposed to be. That being a woman doesn't mean all this bad stuff. It didn't have to. It didn't have to mean that. So that began to change like my mind. Because I'm like, okay, well, I'm a woman. At some point, I'm going to have to be a woman, right? Because I told y'all I patterned myself after the men in my life. Because it just seemed like it was order in it. Seemed like a better deal to me. What helped me do it was maturity. I got older. And number two, I began to try to do something with my spiritual self, which leads to this. Something with my spiritual self. I knew that.
Stop lying. Oh, I can't stand a liar. You lying, chick. What happened was, I got to break shit down to you. What happened was, it was a lot of other feminine women around you. And how you felt about yourself. You thought you could not compete. Okay? We're not going to play these games. We're not going to play these games. It was plenty feminine kids around you. It was plenty of little girls that like their hair done, that like the little curls in their hair. And for some reason, you thought you couldn't compete. You thought you could not be them. You're not going to tell me everybody that you was around was all masculine and you had to figure this out. No. You seen women or little girls or teenagers that just got all the men. And you like, why they getting all the men? I'm not getting all the men. So you ain't going to play this game with me. I know better. Them girls you did not like. Them girls you did not like. Because they got all the men. All the men was going goo gaga over them. We ain't going to play this game. You had a little self-hatred in yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You had a little self-hatred. And you looked at all them girls. You probably saying, hey, this one is light-skinned. I'm not light-skinned. This one got the pretty hair. I don't know what your hair looked like. I don't know. This one, men just whatever she want, men just do. So it was a lot of feminine young ladies. You just felt something about yourself. We're not going to play this game. We're not going to play this game at all. And she still haven't said why we are not loyal. That's what the fuck this video is about. But all I see out this video is somebody who did not know their value. All I see is somebody who felt a certain way about herself and then had to come to terms and love themselves. We all was in school. We all was around some girls. And they always called them pretty. Oh, baby, you look good. Oh, what's your number? And you trying to figure out what happened to me. I'm beautiful too. So you had to change your life to get that man. You had to change your life. Where some women had it already. You had to gain what some women had already. We're not going to play this game now. We're not going to play this game. I could say other things, but I will not. But yes, I can read you very well when I stopped. And how you blaming everybody else on how you felt as a child? What did they dysfunction do with how you felt about yourself as a child? But you ain't gonna mention none of that, right? You ain't gonna mention none of that. Like them little girls wasn't feminine. Like they mamas did not send them to school with damn their hair curly. Their mother sat up there and curled their hair, had their clothes ready. They had the Vaseline on their face. They had their shoes on. Don't tell me that there wasn't no feminine girls back then and there was nothing but chaos. That's bullshit. Stop playing with me. No, I told you not now. Didn't I tell you that? I'm using it. When I finish, I give it to you. Thank you.
That it must begin there. I just knew it had to start there, which is why I'm so in love with the 10 life values, because number one, being spiritual is so true. Like, that's so true. Um, so it's definitely true. It's got to start in the spiritual value for us to begin to get up and start twerking. People would be like, what? And I would immediately lose all respect from everybody. If I showed up in front of y'all without it on, I ain't had nothing on my hand. You can see my hair, because I thought it was cute that day. And then you can see my cleavage. And again, you'd be like, what? She done fell off. I ain't listening to her. And the reason why I would lose you and you lose your respect is because there's an accountability that I'm not meeting. There's a responsibility that I'm not meeting. See, my mouth said I was about this, and then I came through about something else. So now it's all cap. It's cap.
It's all cap. So do you mean it's all a lie? Do you mean it's all a lie? It's all cap. It's all a lie. Okay, you lying now. Y'all just mad because from day one, since we got here, and to now, women doing a damn thing. And y'all mad. We don't care about your manosphere videos. We don't care. Because we know at the end of the day, well, not me in particularly, but a lot of them women know you're going to pay for them. You're going to be looking at their DMs. You're going to be eye candy to somebody. So y'all can talk about these women all y'all want, but their subscription is going higher. So now y'all mad because they're getting all the money and attention. Y'all want to make these videos about how to, no, don't do this, no, don't do that. I'm not saying that's the right way to live, but I'm saying sound like y'all mad. Oh, because I'm supposed to be at this level. You think the men give a shit? While they looking at you at home all wrapped up, check their phone. See who they really looking at. Check their phones. See who they are really looking at. It ain't your ass. You are not that. When you look at your phone, that picture that's there, it's not you. They want all these women to bow down, and these freaking thoughts and them thotinas and all that. Yeah, we could talk about them all they want, but guess what? They get the last laugh. You know why? Because your household money is going to them. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. Your household money is going to them and paying their bills, is getting their breasts fixed, getting their butts lift. Hello? Hello, somebody. Why you think these men, hey, and you got a good woman at home, why you think they phone got a damn a passcode? And it's not because somebody may find their phone. They got a passcode so your ass don't know who pictures they're really looking at. Okay? Oh, that sounds good. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, this lady drives me to eat. Me too, foot soldier. Damn, I had to stop and go get me stuff too. So now it's women this and women need to be that. Y'all women keep being you. You know, when you get older, you mature and you want to wind down and be more like a lady. You can. But a lot of these women, they get paid lovely by your husband. They get paid lovely by your husband. Remember, you're the good wife. So you feel it's okay that he works late, right? It's okay that he go to all these meetings. Who the hell you think he going to see? The same women you disrespecting. So the last laugh is on you. Always be you. First you mad because you claim it was problems when you was younger. Well, we already know feminists and pretty girls always existed. Little kids was putting on makeup, well, not mainly in the black family, mainly in the Caucasian family. We wasn't letting our kids wear all that makeup. They do. But shit, I was one of them girls back in the damn days. I didn't look good, what? And it wasn't for no man. That's just what we did. Exactly, the side piece. Side piece laughing. Every time they put on these videos, the side pieces are cracking up. They laughing. They are laughing at you guys because that's where your rent money went. That's where your rent money went. You better spend this time enjoying your life. Shit, you only get one. You only get one life. You better spend that time enjoying it. Shit. Worrying about being a lady. You are a lady. Worrying about being feminine and masculine. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Shit. Well, I'm still trying to get to the point to where she say we are unloyal. Now we got Soul Shader Crypto podcast says exactly. And then one said it's like a guideline or bullet points. Okay. Feminine over 40 says 100% facts. One said I've been protecting the wrong sister codes. One say right, Another one says true. Shit. Hmm. And thank you guys for keeping up with me on my rants. But this lady makes me rant. I'm sorry, guys. Every day I find things pop up on my page and she makes me rant. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me.
You ain't really about the life you said. It's cap. What else are you lying about? No, we're not listening to none of that. Because you're not standing true to whatever you said you was about. You're not standing true. This is what the spiritual value have you to do. You need some type of principle or because they don't have a value system that makes them accountable to any decision that they make. Everything is this microwavable instant gratification. If it's not serving me right now in the heat and the moment of my emotions, then I don't have to do it. And sis, you don't have to do nothing that don't serve you, sis. And define serve you. Define serving you.
But what do you think define serving you means? It means exactly what it means. You were living a lie too. Yes, you was living a lie too. You gonna tell me everything was wrong and you didn't know what was going on, but it was nothing but chaos. But we know they had them pretty girls. It was all containing how you felt about yourself and how you still feel about yourself. So you ain't for one of them to choose you? Huh? Huh? What's your deal, chick? What's your really real deal? I don't see nothing real in what you're saying. It sounds good, but according to reality, it doesn't match up. But we almost finished this, and I don't still see how we ain't loyal.
Because nowadays, stuff that don't serve me means stuff that don't make me feel good. Regardless of whether or not this is destructive. Even if I'm in the midst of being chaotic and destructive, I have to feel good about it. She's not loyal because she can't stand by a decision. She thinks everything can be better. She can just do more. She can just get the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it leads to malcontent. Women are not content. Constantly the search for something better, because we're not being fulfilled, and we're not being fulfilled because we have abandoned the order of things. We have abandoned it. So there's an emptiness now. And that constant search, that reads out as disloyalty is a search to fill a void that is only filled by conforming to the nature and the order of things.
Oh, okay.
This is not some horrible punishment. The value of women goes way up when we submit under the order of things. Because generally speaking, men don't like weakness. They don't like.
And we don't give a shit.
What they perceive as
we don't
stupid,
care. We don't care.
ignorant, weak.
Whatever.
Thank you, Eric. So I used to think Islam was oppressive to women. I just started to read the Quran and understand why the strict discipline is needed. Look no further than how feminism has destroyed the community. Exactly. And thank you so much, Eric. The disloyalty is trying to fill that pit that can only be filled by one thing. This is why women like Camille Cosby or any other woman that you may be able to think of in your personal life, even if you are that woman, that's why you support your husband. That's why you do these things. You stay. This is why the loyalty is necessary, because she's fulfilled. She don't have a reason to go nowhere else and do nothing else. There's no reason. Literally. No reason. Once we get that fulfillment, we allow the fulfill. We gotta allow it.
Guys, obviously she's not talking about nothing. But I will say, before I end this, what I will say is, how did, if we got the alpha males, right? We got men, the man's man. We got alpha men. How did feminism destroy anything? Remember, we women. Oh, red pill savage. Ma'am, you should be on your TV. Your insight is remarkable. At Crimson Cure, yep, that is seen with 25% of women on antidepressants. She's so spot on. I never heard this kind of conversation from a woman's mouth like this, and I am appreciative. I mean, spot on. No, you're not spot on. Because you're letting me know that women rules. The way you guys put it, women rules. If you a man, how can a woman destroy you? You alpha, right? You are alpha. How do you bring down a man that's alpha? How do feminists destroy anything if man rules? We still got to fight for everything. Because some women choose to want to live their life. Some women choose to want to work. Some choose to want to have a career. When all these wars started, where was the women? When we had nothing but judges and certain jobs, it was only for men. All we could do was be a secretary, go get them coffee. We was treated exactly like how we was treated. We working 8. You have to wait. I'll get you something. We had to wait, right? And then the only thing we fought for was equal pay. Y'all gotta really, really explore what is feminism. Before you knock it, you have to explore it and what the women are fighting for. We fought for jobs. We fought to vote. These are the things that should have been given to us. If things was given to us, feminism would not exist. We wouldn't have to fight for nothing. But if you're in the black community, when y'all men was fighting for these same rights, it was okay. When our black men was fighting to be men, which means they needed to be around white men the same way we had to be around white women, because we was being treated like, oh yeah, we could type up your papers, but as we're in the job, we realizing he ain't doing that right, he ain't doing that right. Let me whisper in his ear, maybe you should try to do it this way. A lot of men got their accomplishments off of women. Because we in the office too. We had a lot of good ideas. We just couldn't voice them. So we whispered it in their ear. Who got the credit? Men. So what the hell did we destroy? We still don't get paid the same thing you guys get paid. The LBC, the alphabet boys get treated better than women. Animals get treated better than women. You do something to a dog or a cat, let Peter find out. Let Petter find out. Everything get treated better than a woman. But you can sit here with your ideas. Nobody said nothing about you yet. They bragging about what you're saying, but that's not your role. It's not your role to teach us. And you got a lot of men who's listening. So how alpha are you if you're listening to a woman? This whole thing is confusing with her. And with her chat is more men in her chat than women. So obviously she's saying something right to them, which they are supposed to be the ones saying what she's saying. But they following a woman. I think she knows that. I think she knows that. They're following her. The woman. See how contradictory that is? Very contradicting. They're coming to her. They listen to her. She's a woman. You're a man. Yeah, it sounds good, but a woman not supposed to do that. You and your chat is contradicting as shit. I've been using this as points, PowerPoint, but it came from a woman. So why would I need to hear it from you? I might as well go straight to the woman now, shouldn't I? All right, guys, this been enough. I gotta go check out and see what's going on my other side of town, on my other page. I gotta see what's going on and get ready for over there. Thank you guys for spending your time over here. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, if you like the video, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And if it's anybody else that you want us to break down, write their names in there. We'll break down them too. Some people be right. Some people be absolutely right. But their delivery sucks. Now let's go. Peace out.